It's Taylor Love of Taylor Love Tells All Love Stranger Comedy, and I'm here at Bar Louie at Gallery Place in downtown Washington, D.C. for the Upbreak's Fantasy Dating League. We're going to have a good time. We'll show you some footage. We're going to have some cocktails, and then we're going to watch the Redskins game. So stay tuned, and don't forget, if you want to check out the Upbreak, see them on theupbreak.com or join their Meetup group on meetup.com. Smooches.
Hello, and welcome to the Upbreak. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming out. I know it's getting real cold outside, and it is game day.
Yes.
So I appreciate all of y'all for coming out and joining us for Upbreak. And probably in your mind you're thinking, oh, what is the Upbreak?
Yes. Well, I am Tamika, by the way. I'm the visionary for the Upbreak, and this is T.
Little T.
And we are hosting our first fantasy dating league. We're excited about it. So the Upbreak. The Upbreak is a vision basically to redefine the breakup experience. And this is very critical because often people break up and they think negative first. This is like a burdensome time and you're going through, you're whining, you're crying. But when you upbreak, you're focusing on yourself, learning the lessons that you need from that specific experience, and then you move on to something powerful, to something big.
Yes.
So, on to what we're doing here today with the Fantasy Dating League. This is going to be a really, really, really fun time. What we're doing is a team of people are coming together, and we will grow during this period. It's football season. What better time than to get together and get out and meet people? So the team will consist of people who are ready to get out and connect with people. And we have a little Upbreak package that you can find on our Meetup group page. You'll have to log in, sign up, etc. And in this package, you will find the rules, the playbook, so to speak. We have, a page of the steps that you need to do to join the league, which is at the fantasy dating game.com.
Yeah.
And then we have, what else?
Oh, so I just want to add that it's very, very easy to join. It takes about 2 minutes. You just have to register and then join. And this is where you're going to make all your posts.
Yep.
I did it this morning, so follow instructions. It works.
And then we have our weekly challenges. This is where you're going to get your points. Every week, something's designed to get you out, to meet people, to connect with people. But one of the things I want you to keep in mind is don't just always try to connect with the opposite sex or whomever, right, that you're trying to connect with. Some of the connection comes from with you just literally meeting people. So I would like to share a very brief moment. It's a real story. Someone came to me and said, Tamika, are you dating? And I said, sure am. And they asked me a couple questions, and they want me to meet someone and go on a blind date. I've never gone on a blind date before. But the point and the beauty of that story is sometimes when you just have a genuine connection with someone, they know you, they start to develop rapport with you, and they're thinking of you, right? And then that could be the opportunity to connect with someone else. So just keep an open mind is my point as you're doing the challenges, okay?
Yeah, work your networks.
Work your networks. So this week is opening week, and so you're responsible for introducing yourself, not meeting, introducing yourself. See, that's getting out of the comfort zone. 3 new people. You get 3 points for that. If you double it, you get double the points. But be creative, and I encourage you to the people that you see maybe all the time, introduce yourself to those people.
Right, and we have people here, so hey, you meet people here and it counts. After the meetup is over, go out to the bar, meet more people, accumulate more points, start the challenge immediately.
And as you move through the events or the challenges through the week, you'll notice there'll be opportunities for you to then do some really big things, like plan a date, go on a date. One of my favorite, we'll get to that like in the future, is the $20 date challenge. I got this off of Facebook. Somebody was doing that, and it's just a really cool, creative way to go do something. And I feel like you have to spend a whole lot of money because I think people get caught up in that. You got to make big shebangs, and it's not about that. You just need to connect and do something nice with someone, okay? All right. Oh, did I mention there are big points? when you really step outside your comfort zone, those are like 10, 20-point bangers. And then at the end of our little team meetups during the football season, we will have a big Super Bowl party that we're partnering with other groups to come together. So hopefully we'll be sticking around for that. And every time you come, bring somebody with you. It'll make it fun, more fun.
Right.
Okay. And then you have your prizes. In your playbook, you'll see the prizes that you can win. And every week, and not every week, I'm sorry, every month, when we get together, you will be able, whoever has the highest score so far will get a prize. You'll know about that prize the day when you come, okay? So it's fun stuff, and do get your playbook before you leave, but I'm also gonna have a PDF copy of that again in our league section on meetup.com. So, I must add the caveat that just hit me when I looked at you.
Yes.
So T and I won't be per se participating with you since we kind of made up the challenges, but we will be battling out between us. So we are not excluded from the game. We're all in. We have a thing going between us, and everybody else will be doing their thing. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Love. People love to throw that word out like it is big stuff, you know?
Right.
But fact of the matter is, for me, and this is my truth, you know, before I love you, on that level, I have to like you. I want to like people.
As a friend, it
Hello?
starts from a friendship.
So I'm looking to be in like with somebody.
Oh.
And I just feel like if people took that position more, like you're just looking for people to like, it's not anything more than that. One day you'll look up and then you really will love someone. And it won't be the dutiful love that people talk about all the time, especially I've grown up in church and I know what that's like. People meet and then they want to run down a list. Are you going to do these things? Are you going to vow to me? But then it just ends up sticky when you get there that you don't like people. You can have better relationships, in my opinion, if you like them. So part of this is, yes, you're going to build your fantasy date by getting out and meeting people. Trust me when I tell you. You'll learn more about yourself. You'll learn what you like, what you don't like. You'll be able to articulate it more. You'll start to feel more comfortable with yourself if you get outside of your comfort zone. So it's fun stuff, but it's also pushing you to do things different. I'm looking for like. What you looking for? What you looking for?
I always like everybody. I am the guy's girl, like the guys talk sports, all that, but they say you can't be friends with a guy. There's always some other motive. So I'm kind of like cool being friends with guys. I don't have no problem, kicking it, talking. But it has to be that one particular person that's the crossover, I guess. Anyway, moving on. But that's I understand completely.
I have a question for the guys. Guys, do you think it's possible to be friends, just friends, with a lady?
Just friends.
Just friends.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You can think some dirty thoughts. That's just human nature. But don't carry it out.
Oh, that's true. I think the older that I get, the more I say, you know what, I can find somebody sexually attractive, but then after about 2 or 3 weeks, it begins to wane, and I begin to really, at the same time, understand who they are as a person, and I just begin to like them as that. And I have several girls, women who are friends, who I think are very sexually attractive. Very attractive, but I wouldn't push it beyond that because the personalities of mine aren't compatible.
So I got the total opposite. For me, I can have that same relationship too, but then when I find myself liking that person, it's difficult to transition from the like to the love of the relationship part because you don't take that risk to lose a friend over a relationship.
That's right.
Especially if you know how that person is in a relationship. There's a friend of mine, I know she is just
Because they've been
like me.
sharing things with you?
No, it's just that we're too much alike. And we get along great. We do a lot of things. We went out Friday night. We were supposed to be together for like an hour. We talked for like 4 hours. But I've known her for 6 years. But
Well,
we've
is she in
never
a
dated.
relationship?
No.
Are you in a relationship?
No.
So have you even tried? Maybe this is something that's doable.
That's the whole point. You can't. It's difficult to make that transition.
Right.
Is it because there's a fear that if we
I have
mess
no
it
idea
up,
what it is.
you'll lose the relationship?
A friendship.
I would
Yeah.
say that, but I wouldn't use the word fear.
Okay.
That's hesitation.
Right.
Hesitation.
Right.
Okay.
So we
But
just
she might
never.
feel strong. Have y'all, you just say, kind of think she likes you? Because I know you friends, you don't really say, well, you know, they can say, oh, you look good, or have you found somebody? I mean, like, kind of, she's trying to pry and see where you are. And
That's the cat and mouse. We kind of both do the exact same thing, but the way we are is that the other person has to go a little farther than we do. Like, for me, my rule is always, I'll go 80, but you got to come at least 20. I'm not going to go the
The
whole way.
hitch rule.
Right, I'm not going to go the whole way.
Okay.
I will show you that I mentioned, like, I was
80%
talking to her,
is a good enough distance.
and I was saying that.
Can I get an
told her-
example of this 80? Give me 80. Give me 80
Well,
right
one
now.
thing that I told her the other night was, I had a crush on her years ago.
Okay.
Oh,
But-
it's a crush in high school.
No, this is just,
At work?
yeah, we actually worked together for
Oh,
a while.
okay. We get
But we
into the
worked
deep
together,
stuff.
so we could, I would not date her. And she would not date me because we
Because
don't
you
date
work.
people where we work. Right?
Okay.
So-
These are great. Let me write this stuff down because I got to tackle this. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, these are some things that she and I talked about together. It wasn't just my thing, it was her thing too.
I think that's very
We
mature.
both like to travel, and a lot of times we travel by ourselves.
Oh.
So that's her thing, that's like my thing too. So a lot of things that we like that were similar drew us together, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm not sure I can message you because you're too much like me. So we'd never go.
So you don't like who you are? You don't want to have somebody like you, like-minded? Because, you know, you love
That's
you,
a
right?
double-edged sword.
It's the other side, too.
That's the double-edged sword of
I
it.
need-
So the
you need
transition
something
is the
in this
part
conversation.
that we're kind of dealing with now. So I started a new job a few weeks ago, and the
Oh, okay,
job
so you
took
don't
me-
work together no more now.
It took me right back to where she is. So now we're working together
This is
again.
called
Hey,
fate.
this is called fate, yeah.
So it took me right back to where she is.
Okay, so
So
let me
take
ask
her
you.
out on a date.
Let me
You
ask
been
you.
on a date
We
date?
did that Friday night.
Oh,
Well, not a
so
date.
That
date,
was,
we
that was
went
hanging out.
Oh, okay,
Hanging
well,
out.
that's a start. That sounds good. Please let us know how this go. So how long you gonna wait to make that move? That move,
I
that
don't
next
think
step.
I don't think that he's going to wait. I think that it's going to stay the way it is for
Oh, you think-
indefinitely. Yeah.
You're-
I have a question. So when you, in your mind, this was an 80% move when you said I've had a crush on you for this amount of time.
I've never done anything with her. That's
I
the whole
know.
point.
So
I
my
haven't
point
done
is,
an
but-
80 with her.
oh, okay.
Are you attracted
Were
to
you
her?
looking for a response when she said that?
Not really. I just
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
Because we were talking.
Okay.
But with her, I don't know that I will because we're two close friends.
So can I please have an example
But
of the 80? What would an 80 look like for you if we were going there?
Okay, 80 for me would be a few years ago. I was dating a girl that lived, let's just say, away.
Okay.
I flew out to see her to Miami. We hung out for a weekend. Now, the time that I was there, I was telling her how much I liked her, how much I wanted to be with her, how much she was. I thought she was compatible for me. She kind of said the same things, but then when I left, it was like she didn't call me. She just waited for me to do all the calling. If I called her, she was fine. If I emailed her, she responded, she was fine. But she never initiated anything back toward me.
She wanted to be chased.
So-
She wanted to be on.
One of the rules that I have is if you have a woman that you can't find, she's not your woman. So
If you have
apparently
a
she was
woman-
with somebody else because she wasn't talking to me. And then when I didn't call her, she just stopped calling and we ever stopped talking.
Yeah.
Could it be, this is just a question, that to your point, she was dating or talking to a couple people and maybe trying to make up her mind? And in that case, was that a deal breaker because she was exploring options? And even if she didn't say it, because to your point, you lived in separate areas and she could have totally been dating someone, you know what I mean?
I just can't do all the chasing
Okay.
because if I feel like I'm in your way or like I'm a nuisance, I'm not going to do it.
Did you articulate that?
Yeah, she knows.
Hello. We are the
Upbreak
Upbreakers.
duo. Okay, yeah. So we had a very good first session, I would say. And we just got an update. The score is 14-10. The Cowboys are losing. Anyway, so we just wanted to remind you that if you are interested in keeping up with all the greatness that's going on at the Upbreak, visit us at www.theupbreak.com.
You can also connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And Meetup.com, as a matter of fact. And as a matter of fact, on Meetup.com, you'll find instructions for our fantasy dating game, which is at fantasydatinggame.com, and find the Upbreak. We had a great time.
We did.
Looking forward to December the
7th.
7th.
Looking forward to doing all the challenges with Tamika here and the Upbreakers.
Yeah, I'm gonna win. Okay, and so we'll see you later.